Don't even think about it. Recording. Anyway, thanks for the beer, man. I appreciate it.
All right. My name's John. I'm twisting wrenches here in the back of the truck stop, repairing my truck.
You live in that truck?
I'm currently living in my little pickup truck. It's a little pickup truck. I work in the oil field. There was an explosion when I was working for a drilling rig company. There was a fatality, and another guy got blown up a bit.
Were you friends with that guy?
No, I was new to that rig.
Yeah.
I just met him, seemed like a nice guy. And then I started drinking a lot, so I drank a lot, and I've got a lot of psychological issues because I went to foreign countries and I was arrested by foreign militaries, not in one country, but two countries. I wasn't doing drugs. I'm not a drug dealer. What do you call it when a law enforcement agency enters your hotel room when you're working on a drilling rig? They enter your hotel room, they beat you down, and they put a pistol to the side of your head. They wrap the slide. I call that torture, and I was tasered. It took 18 months for the holes in my thigh to heal. My name is John Michael Pambron, otherwise known as...
They tasered you in the thigh?
They held a handheld taser to my thigh. I had holes in my thigh. It took 18 months for that to heal. That happened in Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. A couple days after that, 4 policemen, they were shot dead in that little itty bitty town just outside, 15-minute drive outside of that town. 4 policemen were shot dead, and I had nothing to do with that. Evidently some weed grower was getting it's a long story, but I didn't have anything to do with that, so I was kind of worried. It's very complicated because there's, I mean, this weird stuff's been happening to me for quite a while. I've had more people put pistols and shotguns and M16s at me than I can even count. I'm not in a gang. I don't do drugs. I don't deal drugs. I may have tried drugs in the past. I'm 42. I'm just basically...
You're 42 years old?
42 years old, trying to get a handle on things.
Hey Jim, how are you?
All right. I wouldn't have guessed you to be 42, man.
Well, anyways, it's a real long story, but I wound up in a foreign country, arrested by their military. 3 countries, things like that have happened to me. I'm a Canadian, also an American.
You feel as though the torture has done detriment to your day-to-day life?
Well, yeah, because I get psychologically, I drink a lot, because if I don't drink, then it's very difficult, because I have to drink, because I get all, how would I explain it? I get panic attacks, especially when I see law enforcement and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad guy. Just a lot of strange things have happened as far as I'm on a vacation. I was on a riverboat tour looking at Mayan ruins with a woman from Sweden, and
sounds like a lovely time.
They have brown alligators and howler monkeys down there. It was in Central America. It's one of the countries where this happened, and it's just a lot of strange things.
So you were in South America. What did they do down there?
Central America.
What did they do down there?
I just wanted to see the Mayan ruins, to be on the Caribbean side, to dive and to do touristy things. And getting arrested by the foreign military wasn't supposedly part of the brochure.
Yeah.
I went on one of those sun tours. They have it's kind of funny though, you know, because what's the word for it? What happened was I was walking down a dirt road in some little itty bitty town close to the Mexican border, on the country of Belize, and I heard a helicopter. So I went out there, and there's people dressed in black balaclavas and body armor, from the looks of it, and machine guns.
Yeah.
And I saw them, and they kind of looked at me. I looked at them. I dropped my bottle of Patron tequila, and I ran back to my hotel room. And less than 5 minutes later, a military unit entered my room, and they brought me to like a bunker, and I sat in that bunker. I slept on the floor, and I urinated and defecated in a honey bucket. It's like a big Tupperware thing where the water, and the water wasn't potable water because it gave me Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah.
I stayed in there for 4 days. I was released. With my passport, my IDs, my cell phone, and my Ray-Bans, and my dingy clothing, and I walked across the border from Central America into Mexico. I went to Walmart. I bought some clothing.
Did they arrest the woman you were with?
No, she was staying at a different hotel room. She's a Swedish national. I had to escort her to and from her hotel room because she picked a really dangerous hotel room in a very dangerous area. I consider it dangerous when there's a bunch of people walking around with machetes and pistols and Uzis. I mean, to me that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
And I was unarmed. Hell, I'm a tourist.
Yeah.
Not in the military. Never enlisted in the military.
You never got an explanation as to why they locked you up for 4 days, or?
No, they went through all my things, my documents.
Did anybody talk to you while you were in there? Or?
No, nobody talked to me at all. I wasn't interviewed at all. I was detained for 4 days and released. Oh, there's another incident that happened in Mexico too. Well, that happened in 2005.
Yeah.
My story is very complicated. I went on a vacation with $42,000. I had a skinhead haircut. Like, I had really short hair because I was told I was working for an oil field. I was told to cut my hair, but now I got long hair. Now I grow my hair long. I keep my hair long. But I don't know what they thought. I was concerned for the woman from Sweden. In Central America, there's a lot of bad things that happen in certain countries and things like that because it's lawless compared to here. I remember hearing a kid of some sort screaming, and I was actually unable to help because
When you were detained?
No, this is before I was detained. Just a lot of bad things happen in those countries. They're not like this country.
You're Canadian by birth.
I'm a Canadian by birth, but I'm an American permanent natural resident or whatever. I can never be denied entry to this nation, and I can never be thrown out of this nation. In fact, my own country hardly wants to let me into my country. That story is very complicated. Another time I was arrested by foreign military was in Mexico. I was hanging out with a soldier. We was drinking. I'd met him. We'd partied up and just drinking and whatnot, and catcalling and trying to find some touristy women to get lucky.
Yeah.
But me and the soldier, we were driving south towards Acapulco, and we were in a small town there, little town before we reached Acapulco. This was in 1999.
Yeah.
And we went to the cantina to drink, so I went there to drink. I'm not a very big guy. I weigh about 180, 190. And me and the soldier sat there, and he was on the phone talking to somebody on his cell phone. And what ended up happening was some Mexican guy came walking in there, and he was in a very irate mood. He was very angry, and he looked at me, and he started cursing to me in Spanish. I'm not very much of a Spanish speaker. I speak some
but everybody knows
Spanish.
the curse words.
Yeah, everyone knows the curse words and the dirty words, but as far as carrying on a regular conversation in Spanish, my Spanish is quite limited. So he came right up to my face and started just flipping out, and then he pushed me. As soon as he pushed me, I beat him up. And evidently he was He was somebody you're not supposed to beat up. I think he was a federale from my understanding. He was an off-duty federale. So I beat him up and I put my boot through the door and I walked out through the door and I got chased by a small mob of Mexicans. And the soldier was laughing, but he was on the phone making phone calls to make sure nothing bad happened to me.
Now the mob size was small, or the size of the Mexicans in the mob was small?
The Mexicans, they're all small little people. But
so it was a small mob of small Mexicans.
It was about nine or so people, because they chased me down the road and I turned the corner and there was a military jeep and they racked a slide of I don't know, was it M60? I don't know, or 7.62 up on the tripod, or up on the van. I was arrested by their military, and thank God the American soldier had made some calls, because the U.S. Embassy was there within minutes of my detainment to make sure nothing bad happened to me. I only had American ID. I got American and Canadian ID. American and Canadian ID. And that was that. I was thrown out of Mexico. Brought to Brownsville, Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was escorted by their federal agencies. I worked for an oil company. In the oil company, I knew one of the big shots in the oil company, and he bailed me out. His name was Wayne, and Wayne bailed me out. Wayne was up in Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, or Nisku or whatever, and he got me out of that predicament, because evidently the federale wanted some money. Bar damage for me putting my boot through the window. And
how much do they want? Was it
I don't know. Wayne Capt is the only one that knows that. Oh, by the way, when I was in Central America, his daughter, Leanne, I put money in her account to get me out of... I had to literally bribe my way out of the Central American prison.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
How much are we talking?
It was 3,000 Canadian dollars.
Really?
And I put the money in Leanne Lynn's account from the Toronto Dominion Bank in 2005. There's other incidences too where people have pulled guns on me. I've been through a lot of psychological issues. I'm not a well-educated man.
You gonna try to do that?
I learn on the fly. I've worked oil field most of my life.
But you're not going to go back to the oil field after you saw somebody die, right?
Well, I don't want to go back to the oil field. I need to find work and to learn new skills.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something else. I was arrested by Homeland Security, not once but twice. There was a military drone following me in the ICW while I was in my sailboat.
What's the ICW? The
Intercoastal Waterway.
Right, yeah.
It's a protected waterway. And I was just south of Vero Beach. And I was in that, in my boat, motoring, trying to get through Lake Okeechobee. I've had people in Florida circle my boat. I was with a woman, a 50-year-old woman, on my boat, and her name was Lisa Arabian. She was just a friend. And then I was drinking a lot, heavily drinking, because another woman had tried committing suicide on my boat. A nurse had tried killing herself on my boat. But anyways, I don't know, I'm not in a gang or anything, but these people their power boats kept circling my sailboat when I was at anchor, and they had machetes and knives. And
was this in Florida?
This was in Florida, and southern Florida, and I don't know what people think, and I don't know. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a racist. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a snitch. I just try to maintain. I just maintain. And I drink a lot.
You saw a drone following your boat now?
Oh yeah, there was a drone. I don't know if the Coast Guard's using that. Oh, I was arrested by the Coast Guard too.
Wow.
But I wasn't charged because I didn't do anything. Homeland Security arrested me. Man, I'm legal. I got American documents. I have a U.S. boat with U.S. flag on it. My sailboat was an S2.
How many feet?
28-footer. just a lot of strange things have happened when I was on the when I was in the ICW. There was no boats around, and I saw a Coast Guard boat going this way, and then I saw it going that way, and it was like going fast.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there puttering along, doing like maybe 4 knots an hour. And I'm a captain of my own boat, right? I'm a civilian captain. I'm not in the military. I looked out behind me, and there was a goddamn drone, a military drone, following me in my boat. So yeah, I got a little bit concerned about that. Plus all the Coast Guard, and I'm just thinking, what are you guys thinking? Who do you think I am?
Yeah.
I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a terrorist. Hey, I smoked a bit of weed back in the day.
Yeah.
but I'm not a bad dude.
Is that when you were arrested by Coast Guard or Homeland Security?
No, that was before.
So they let you continue on that particular...
Yeah, that particular day they let me go through Lake Okeechobee and over into, I can't remember what that town's called, Fort Myers or Fort Pierce?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But anyways, just a lot of things have happened.
You don't have any idea or any explanation as to why all this shit happens to you?
No, I don't have any idea. I drink. I'm psychologically damaged because of all the things. I mean, that's not even including the things that have happened in Canada, especially when I got tortured up there by the Mounties. I'm not in a biker gang. I got long hair. Do I look like a biker? No, I look like a hippie, dude.
What do the Canadian Mounties do?
They entered my hotel room in February 2005 at the Silver Crest Motel room. They entered my room. They beat me down. They put a pistol to the side of my head. They were looking for drugs, guns, and monies. I don't know what they think or what they thought. They went through all my belongings. There was no guns, no drugs, no monies, just work clothes because I was working for Terrico International Drilling. Subsequently, I've been fired from five different oil field companies, 5 different companies, international companies up there in Canada. I recently was fired from Patterson. I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
What are you going to do next?
Try to find a job, try to save up enough money to get a sailboat, I'd like to buy a piece of land so I got a decent living.
Would you rather have land or a sailboat?
I'm almost paranoid to get a sailboat. You know, it's my dream to go to different countries and to explore different cultures and things like that, different types of cuisines.
I don't know, that's a good idea.
I don't think that's very safe, so I don't know. I don't know what I would prefer. Just actually, a home would be a good thing, but I'm 42 now, and I'm just like starting all over again. And it's just I've been here in this state, North Dakota, for 18 months.
Where were you?
Before this, I was in Alaska, and before that, I was in the Yukon. I got attacked in the Yukon. People were constantly attacking me in Canada. I don't know what they think.
Yeah. How was Alaska? Were you out there in the oil rigs?
Alaska? No, I was working in the fishing industry. I was working in Patterson Point, Bristol Bay.
What were you fishing for?
I actually wasn't fishing. I was processing the salmon, running a forklift. And a lot of people. There's certain people that have, I think, orchestrated a bad existence for me. And I don't want a bad existence. I want a decent existence. So Christ, I've been trying to get married for 12 years.
Who'd you piss off?
I don't know. I know some guy named David. I don't even know who David is. Oh. Prison in Central America. It was Hattieville Prison. They walk the yard with machetes there. They don't like white people. There's myself and 2 other Americans. I had to put my hard-earned money in their account so they could eat, because you only eat 1 meal a day down there. They give you beans and rice and like a chicken wing or a chicken leg. That's what they give you to eat for 1 meal a day. Each morning you get sweet tea with a biscuit. And then you get a bowl of dirty rice. Steve Griffin, I know him, and Krell Bradley. U.S. government came and grabbed Krell Bradley. I don't know what he had done. But you know, it just is what it is. I keep documents at the Canadian embassy or consulate in Denver, Colorado. Hey, I just work. I work.
Who is this guy you said named? What was it, Dave?
Who?
You said
somebody named Dave. I don't know who the hell Dave is. Dave is some guy that I don't know. Just somebody named Dave. Who's Dave? I don't know who's Dave.
Where'd you get his name from?
His name keeps coming up.
Really?
From other people or the cops they're calling, or you know, it is what it is, and
really?
I didn't do anything. I don't know who Dave is.
Huh.
And I don't know. I haven't slept with any underage women. I haven't raped anybody. I haven't robbed any banks. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not in a gang.
You do any research to try and find out if there's something going on here? Have you ever researched it?
What's there to research? I've got documents too. I've got copies that I sent to the Canadian consulate in Denver, Colorado. Kimberly Pittman there sort of saved me. She works for Canadian government. She speaks a few different languages.
Oh, yeah. Is she smoking hot?
She's all right. But anyways, I just need to get a refill. Hang on. Can I get another one, Jimbo? Sure. Just a second. Yeah, when I was federales escorted me from all the way from Mexico City to Brownsville, Texas.
Oh, yeah? Did you have a car at the time, or?
Vehicle?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man.
This is what happened. These are like facts. I got documents too. I got it all documented. Give me a good strong one. Please.
Did the Canadian government offer any explanation for all the things that have happened?
No, because I didn't complain. I kind of like, what's the word for it? I kind of like grinned and bared it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you might not. I don't know if that was the wisest idea. It might have been. I don't want to rock the boat anymore.
Thank you, sir.
Well, man, I appreciate the beer.
Can I see how it looks?
Yeah. Yeah.